Time for your business news now. And African countries are pushing for reparations and debt cancellation, saying even with the debt relief programs, many African countries are required to service bilateral and private sector debt. Speakers at the 5th African Conference of Debt and Development in Accra, Ghana, say this is crippling African countries' ability to respond to domestic socio-economic pressures.
Africa's debt burden has reached alarming levels. By 2024, Africa's total public debt stood at approximately $2.14 trillion, while 22 countries remain in or at high risk of debt distress, including Kenya. 4 countries, Chad, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Zambia, have already defaulted. Alarming trends also reveal that 25 African countries spend more on debt interest than on healthcare, while 7 spend more on debt servicing than on education.
Even with debt relief programs like the DSSI, the Debt Service Suspension Initiative, the G20's Common Framework, the IMF's Special Drawing Rights, many African countries are required to still service bilateral and private debt.
This seriously crowds out critical spending on infrastructure, education, and health. Some of the underlying drivers are domestic revenue mobilization challenges across the various countries, currency depreciation and exchange rate risks, which amplify the debt ratios when obligations are in foreign currencies.
Speakers at the ongoing 5th African Conference on Debt and Development argue that Africa's debt crisis is rooted in centuries of systemic exploitation from the transatlantic slave trade and unfair global financial systems.
These numbers are not just by accident, but rather by design. And I think Mayadi, referred to the system that we are grappling with right now. So it is by design in the sense that Africa is operating in a rigged, and I'm using that underlined, rigged international system that will not let us prosper.
The experts argue that reparations for environmental damage caused by industrialized nation, debt cancellation, and structural reforms are essential to restore economic sovereignty.
Unless we change the way we do things, never will we be able to be relevant and to be influential at all. This is the moment in time when we should drive the agenda of Africa forward. The future of the world is nowhere else but in Africa.
To address the problem, economic experts are calling for solidarity in action, bold, collective solutions that prioritize people over repayments.
Africa's debt crossed the $2 trillion mark. And with a population of about 1.5 billion people, this means on average, every citizen carries a debt burden of about $1,300, which translates to about 169,000 shillings in Kenya, nearly 5 million in Uganda, and over 3 million in Tanzania. It is a reminder that this debt crisis is not just a government's problem, it's a burden on every citizen on the continent. Wari Mujenga, reporting from Accra, Ghana.